Flight attendants may seem calm and collected, but behind that smile, there's a lot they're not saying. From rude passengers to bizarre requests, they've seen it all, and they're tired of pretending it's fine. In this video, we're revealing 15 things flight attendants secretly hate but wish you knew before boarding. If you want better service, smoother flights, or just to avoid being that passenger, keep watching. You might be surprised what's on this list. 1. Standing in the aisle during boarding. One of the biggest annoyances for flight attendants is passengers clogging the aisle during boarding. It may feel like a harmless pause to adjust your bag or look for your seat, but it delays everyone behind you and puts extra pressure on the crew. Flight attendants are working against a strict departure window, and every minute of delay adds stress, not just for them, but for the entire flight schedule. The best thing you can do? Get in your seat quickly, organize your belongings after takeoff, and let the process flow smoothly. Standing around or blocking others causes chain reactions, and the crew notices. Respecting the boarding flow shows you're considerate, and that alone makes a better experience for everyone involved. 2. Asking for water before the takeoff. Asking for water before takeoff seems like a small request, but it frustrates flight attendants more than you think. During boarding and taxiing, the crew is focused on crucial safety procedures, cabin checks, overhead bins, paperwork, and final clearance. Early service requests interrupt this process and slow everything down. The galley may not even be stocked yet, and getting a drink means stopping mid-procedure. If it's a medical necessity, of course they'll help, but casual water requests can snowball when other passengers see it. Suddenly they're juggling drinks when they should be preparing the cabin. Just wait until the plane levels off. At cruising altitude, you'll get full service. Timing matters, and respecting that timing makes things easier and safer for everyone on board. 3. Ignoring safety demonstrations. Flight attendants secretly hate when passengers ignore the safety demonstration. Yes, it might feel repetitive, but it's legally required and could save your life. When you scroll your phone, wear headphones, or talk through the announcement, it shows disrespect for the crew's job and your own safety. Emergencies are rare, but they happen fast. Knowing how to use a life vest or locate the nearest exit could mean the difference between surviving or panicking. Flight attendants are trained for worst-case scenarios, but they can only help if passengers are paying attention. Watching the safety briefing takes less than 2 minutes. It's the easiest way to show courtesy and protect yourself in case of the unexpected. Don't be the person who tunes out the only instructions that could truly matter. Pressing the call button repeatedly. The call button is there for a reason, but overusing it drives flight attendants crazy. Pressing it once is fine. Pressing it repeatedly? That's frustrating, distracting, and honestly, disrespectful. Each press sends a chime to the galley, and if multiple passengers are doing it at once, it creates confusion. Unless it's a real emergency, be patient. Flight attendants will get to you as soon as they can. But remember, they're managing an entire cabin, dealing with turbulence, service, and sometimes medical issues. Repeated button pushing won't make them come faster, it just creates unnecessary stress. If you need something and they're clearly busy, try to wait a few minutes. Treat the button like a polite knock, not a demand. The more respectful you are, the better experience you'll have. 5. Taking off shoes and socks. Comfort is important on a flight, but bare feet? That's a hard no. Flight attendants hate when passengers remove both shoes and socks. The cabin may feel like your personal space, but it's still a public environment. Airplane floors are dirty, especially near the bathrooms. Walking around barefoot is not only gross, it's unsafe. Even worse, putting your feet on seats, walls, or armrests. No one wants to see, smell, or sit near exposed toes. If you want to be comfortable, wear soft, clean socks or bring travel slippers. But please, keep them on. Flight attendants won't call you out, but they absolutely notice. Want to stay on their good side? Stay clean, stay respectful, and keep your feet to yourself. 6. Leaving trash everywhere. Leaving trash all over your seat area is one of the biggest frustrations for flight attendants. Whether it's snack wrappers, tissues, empty bottles, or food packaging, letting it pile up makes their job harder and the plane messier for everyone. Flight attendants regularly walk by with trash bags, take the few seconds to hand over your garbage, stuffing trash into seat back pockets or dropping it on the floor shows zero consideration. It creates more work during cleanup and slows the turnaround for the next flight. Worse, sharp items or leaking containers can be hazardous. Keeping your area tidy doesn't just help the crew, it's basic manners in a shared space. Want to be a great passenger? Don't treat your seat like a garbage bin. 7. Getting up during turbulence. When the seatbelt sign is on, flight attendants expect you to stay seated, and they absolutely hate when passengers ignore it. Getting up during turbulence isn't just dangerous for you, it puts the crew and other passengers at risk. You could fall, hit someone, or get injured by shifting carts or falling items. The crew also has to stop service when passengers are moving around, delaying meals or safety procedures. If you're walking around when you shouldn't be, flight attendants may have to issue warnings or call the cockpit, something they'd rather avoid. Even if the turbulence doesn't seem bad to you, it's unpredictable. The seatbelt sign isn't a suggestion, it's there for a reason. Respect it, stay buckled, and wait until the cabin is stable. 8. Using the lavatory. During meal service, flight attendants dread passengers squeezing past them to get to the lavatory during meal service. The aisle is already tight, and rolling service carts take up most of the space. When you try to pass, it halts the entire process. Not only do they have to move the cart, but it also delays meals for everyone else on board. Sometimes people even bump into hot beverage trays or knock over items, turning a routine service into a safety risk. Try to plan ahead and use the restroom before or after service. If you absolutely can't wait, be polite and patient. They'll help if it's urgent. But if you can hold it for 10 more minutes, the crew and the passengers still waiting to eat will thank you. 9. Treating them like waiters. Flight attendants are service-oriented, but they're not waiters. Their primary role is safety, not serving snacks and drinks on demand. When passengers snap fingers, bark orders, or act entitled, it's extremely frustrating. These crew members go through rigorous training to handle emergencies, medical situations, and in-flight safety. Serving coffee is just one small part of their responsibilities. Expecting restaurant-level service while being rude or dismissive misses the point. Showing kindness and patience goes a long way. Say please and thank you. Wait for the service to reach your row. If you treat the crew like professionals, they'll often go above and beyond. But the moment you act like they're just in-flight waitstaff, don't be surprised if the vibe changes quickly. 10. Holding up disembarkation. You've landed, the seatbelt sign goes off, and some passengers suddenly block the aisle searching for their bags, making calls, or chatting with friends. This is something flight attendants absolutely hate. Disembarking should be quick and orderly, row by row, front to back. Holding up the process by fumbling with luggage or standing in the aisle while others try to exit causes frustration and delays. It also affects cleaning crews and tight airline schedules. Want to be a passenger everyone appreciates? Be ready when it's your turn, know where your bag is, grab it smoothly, and move with the flow. The faster everyone gets off, the sooner the crew can reset for the next flight. And trust us, they're just as eager to get off as you are. Flying isn't just about getting from point A to point B. It's about sharing a small space with hundreds of strangers, all while trusting a skilled crew to keep everything running smoothly. Flight attendants juggle safety, service, and sanity at 35,000 feet. And while they always stay professional, they're human too. The 15 things we shared aren't just annoyances, they're behaviors that slow things down, cause stress, and make flights more difficult for everyone involved. The good news? Every passenger has the power to make flying easier and more enjoyable for themselves and the crew. A little awareness and basic courtesy can go a long way. Want to get better service, friendlier smiles, and a smoother trip? Avoid these habits and fly like a pro. If you learned something new today, hit that like button, subscribe for more insider travel content, and drop a comment with your most awkward flying experience. Safe travels.